Everybody, welcome to the limited edition version of the Toys for Games podcast. This is episode 102 of the limited edition variety. We are recording this on a Tuesday evening, January 10th, 2017. We are just over a week away from the second annual Toys for Games Awards. We are going to be covering that on this show, much more in depth on the proper podcast, if you stick around for that. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour, Jason Greer.
Good evening, Josh. How are we doing tonight?
Doing fantastic, my friend. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Have you felt like you've settled into your normal routine and time zone and everything like that?
Not yet.
Oh.
Just because it was still a full blush with coming back and still having a little vacation here with Amy until Sunday, and then so now it's going back and like work. Now work week hit hard because last week I only had like a 3-day week. It was only like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Sure.
Now I'm hit with a full 5-day. So
you forgot what Mondays felt like.
Yeah. So like I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm like, yeah, the week's almost over. Oh crap, we're just at Wednesday.
And of course, you have a equally busy week. As you always do this week, highlighted, hopefully, by the first screening of Monster Truck. How's that trip shaping up?
Not good.
Uh-oh.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, I have my Fandango alert set, like I said before, for one show times. I'm like, okay, it's like Tuesday, and there's still like no show times. I'm like, that's weird. So I'm like, well, let me just change my zip code to like New York or something. And I saw like New York City in a couple show times. Like, what the heck? So I typed in some Philly. So let me be truthful though here. The nearest like 6 to 8 movie theaters are just not getting it apparently.
Wow.
The nearest one's over like in Exton, and even that Friday they're only getting like 3 showings.
Okay. Like
2 in standard and 1 in 3D. And I mean, if you're gonna go, you're gonna go and go see it in 3D.
Oh yeah, I mean there's no other option.
This is Tuesday evening at 10 o'clock, okay? So the movie is less than 72 hours away.
Okay.
And it's one of the places where you can reserve your seats.
Okay. Now, this is in Exton, you said?
Exton, Pennsylvania.
Okay, I'm a little rusty on my Pennsylvania geography. How far away is that from where you are located?
Like an hour east.
Okay, so we're talking an hour drive to go see Monster Truck in 3D with the hopes of there possibly being a seat available.
Right. So you can reserve your seats online. You can pick out your seat, and it's that whole weird theater thing.
Yeah, which feels really uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like that idea at all, to be honest. But so we're less than 72 hours away. Guess how many seats are still available?
For the sake of the joke going forward, I would like to think that it's sold out. And you're having a hard time obtaining a ticket to the premiere screening of this, but I fear that you're going to say every single seat is available.
Every single seat's available.
That's not good. That's not good. That's a bad sign. Monster Trucks. I don't know if they're going to have the oomph to propel them into potential Oscar nominations. Especially because
the damper.
If people don't see it, that buzz doesn't really get around. That's a bad sign, my friend.
Bad sign.
Also, we have to also acknowledge that there has been very little marketing behind this movie.
100%.
I mean,
I saw one commercial the other day.
Yeah.
And like ESPN or like one of those things, like something was brought to you by a Monster Trucks. I'm like, that's random.
People are like, why are General Vague Monster Trucks sponsoring this show? That's weird. I don't think the general public is really in the know that this isn't actually a film that's coming out.
Yeah.
We're hoping for the best. So, are you going to take the hour trip to go see it in 3D?
No.
That's
I might at some point, not on Friday night.
That's too far, huh?
Yeah.
It's a bridge too far. I respect you for your decision.
Well, because it's like an 8 o'clock showing.
Sure.
So I'd have to leave a certain time there, but I'd be going only with Vince, and I'm not sure if Vince can get off in time in order for us to take that commute over to get to that showing. I'm not going without him.
Right. Yeah, that'd be weird. Nobody's going to go see monster trucks by themselves. That's a strange thing.
That's weird.
I understand it. I'm a little disappointed, but more so in the fact that all the local theaters near you are not showing it. I think that's the story here. Is they've decided to go limited release schedule with monster trucks. Maybe they should have considered the straight to video on demand option for this film.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just tossing it out there. But if you're not going to show it in theaters, what's the point of even putting it in theaters? You know?
Yeah, I mean, what's the estimated $115 million they're expected to lose on it or something?
Wow, to lose?
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. 100 million of that goes to Rob Lowe's contract. Funny enough,
I would think so.
For his role in the film, maybe? Question mark. That's really the biggest question that we're not going to have answers to this weekend because you're not seeing it. Is what is Rob Lowe's part in the film?
Yeah, they this is from Hollywood Reporter back in September. Lowering its earnings forecast for the current fourth quarter, Viacom cited a quote programming impairment charge of $115 million that is related to the expected performance of an unreleased film, in addition to other factors. Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter the movies in question is Monster Trucks, set for January 13th. The big budget title has been delayed numerous times after originally being slotted to hit theaters more than a year ago.
Ouch. Now, the unfortunate thing about that statement is the term big budget title. Like, I know it directly refers to the amount of money spent in making the movie, but right. I think there's also this connotation that goes along with it that makes people think that it's a big, important movie that people should pay attention to.
Sure.
And that doesn't seem to be the case with this film. They spent a lot of money, and they are probably not going to get anything back.
$125 million they spent on it. At least that was the budget.
And they're going to lose 115?
That's what they're saying.
That's a 10 mil...
See, what I think...
How much of that is just, international? I mean...
Well, I think $125 million was their budget, and if it's been delayed that many times, I mean, you have to pay for the people...
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a lot of even hourly workers that they're paying an extra year plus for crap, so...
Wow, unbelievable. Well, good riddance, Monster Truck. This is going to be the last time we probably have to talk about you, so that's a good thing. This is the limited edition. We're going to do a quick recap of this week's news items in the Toys to Life genre. We're also going to cover just the categories that we are going to be awarding for the Toys for Games Awards next week. We're not going to run down all the nominees and talk about it. We're going to save that discussion for the main show. So if you want to hear all about that, spare some time and listen to that one. Here, we're just going to run down all the categories that you are able to vote on right now. All the categories we're going to be giving out awards for. But first, we need to thank our executive producer, as always, the wonderful, the exciting George Torres. Also would like to thank our show sponsor, Devin Lachinsky. You could find him on YouTube, youtube.com/user/DLASCH2. Jason, we have kind of a light news week here. It's kind of funny that we're even recording tonight, but, a few things to talk about, little morsels to chomp on. Let's go ahead and get started with Disney Infinity again.
Yeah, so Disney Infinity, couple of things. A minor thing I'll expand upon in the full show, just because it's a little bit of a funny thing, and I'll do my little funny Disney lawyers, you crazy people. But the Baze Malbus figure design has been deleted off the ArtStation page of the person who put it up there. So again, talk some more story about that, but Disney never change.
Did the picture of the figure itself disappear as well?
the picture of the figure itself was tweeted to me by somebody.
But I mean,
but I don't know if he deleted his tweet.
Okay.
My stuff hasn't been gone.
No, I know, but I wonder if they got to him.
Who knows? And then also the interesting thing is Sheriff Woody over at Disney Infinity Fans. Last week I guess it was, or 2 weeks ago. Sometime the premium Hawk version showed up at one of those Chinese eBay kind of sites.
Oh.
And so it was available for ordering for a pretty decent deal, like $20 USD.
That's it.
Yeah, but the problem is I had no idea how to order it. There was like 10 available or something, and the site was all like graphics, so you couldn't like use Google Translate to translate it.
Oh.
So I'm like clicking on stuff, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Sure.
I spent a long time trying to do it, but there's no way I can even like it's not like French or Spanish where I can type in the words and do it. Yeah, I don't know how to type Chinese characters, so I have no idea how to even translate that. So I try my best to get it out of them. So I'm hoping it might pop up somewhere else, but we'll see. But anyways, he got his hands on it. The side-by-side comparison of it next to a Hawk figure. Again, I'm not 100% certain sold yet that this is the final version of it. Like I don't know if it was supposed to be a little bit bigger, because not as big as what the 15-inch was. As to the expected, you know.
Right.
I'm sure like one of them was reaching that point. And they're all going to call that line.
Sure.
But you know, I don't think this was still production finalized version yet. But but still interesting to see. So if you want to check that out, I tweeted a link on it. You can also head to DisneyInfinityFans.com, take a look on the forums.
Nice. Skylanders Imaginators.
So Pinata did ship. People are getting it in their hands. So available currently at Amazon. It's back ordered, but you can still place your order in. Still no clear when it's going to be showing up at other places. The Skylanders Day at GameStop is coming up this Saturday. Another one coming out on January 14th. Mystical Taekwon Crow will be available. And that will only be available, but it will also be brought alongside some sales like normal, including a buy one, get one free on figures, mystery chests, or creation crystals. So again, it has to be two of the same items. So you can't like buy a figure and get a creation crystal for free.
Sure.
You just get a second figure for free. But again, if you're want to get Mystical Taekwon Crow, get to pick whatever you darn well feel like.
Yeah, like the Mystical
free.
Bad Juju.
Yep, absolutely. Perfect. So not a bad deal. I mean, if something, I like the GameStop days like that, because typically whenever they have a new figure release, they always have an event like that, and it's like, hey, since you're already going to get this, here's the second thing for free.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Nope.
Lego Dimensions, what do we got going on over there?
Recording today on January 10th marks 1 month till Wave 7.5 comes out, so countdown's officially on now. That's the same day Lego Batman, the movie, comes out. Looking forward to that as well. Other weird thing to talk about. A 99-cent store in Texas, which there's a couple of different states I believe it's in, put the Portal 2 level pack on sale in their store for, you guess it, 99 cents. So, heck of a deal.
What's the name of the store?
99 only.
Okay.
99-cent only.
Sure, I love the creativity there.
Yes. But they actually, like, if you go to it, like, their store's, like, huge.
Sure.
I went to the website. They have fresh farm produce and stuff.
Huh.
Highly doubt it's really fresh farm produce, but it's produce.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
but
you can't argue with 99-cent produce.
No, but like their shelves are all stocked full of like sodas and stuff. Like looks like a high-end dollar store.
Wow.
But who knows?
So you said they have a website. Can you order from the website?
No. They have nothing on there. It's just their site.
Worth a shot.
With stock photos and a video of them trying to do a mannequin challenge.
Oh, okay. I bet that went well.
A Christmas edition, so it's not even the right song. And like just people moving in the background and stuff. So
sure,
they tried. They tried.
Credit is due.
But I will say, well, we'll talk about the full show.
Okay. Amiibo. Do we have anything going on with Amiibo?
Just a Nintendo Switch event. Reminder again, Thursday night. So depending when you listen to this, you might catch it beforehand. But do not forget, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time.
So good.
We're still back and forth as far as what the U.S. is getting. Europe sounds like they're getting I call it the UN thing, where it's the Japanese person and someone's going to be talking over them.
Right.
But in the U.S., I heard it still might be up in the air that we actually might just get a pure English feed. But we'll see.
The internet will be watching.
Indeed.
Lightseekers.
Yeah, Lightseekers come along, getting those. They have to manually update the firmware and whatnot on all the figures, but they keep showing pictures as beta figures. They still look fantastic. They look like Chase variants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. I got both.
Seeing them glow looks really cool.
Am I allowed? Like, I just signed. I haven't got any documents to sign yet, so I don't really know. But like, I know you're not supposed to like talk about it, but I think I'm allowed to say I got both. If not, I got both. But.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, there might be embargoes and NDAs and stuff. I mean,
there is. There 100% is. But I think like someone said like some of the embargo stuff, like there's games that I've played. This is you're not even allowed to say that you are in the beta. Yeah. So I'm like, what? Well,
I mean, with them like tweeting out pictures about the beta products, I feel like it's more or less going to be about like how they work in the game and like the specifics of, like their function in the game, as opposed to like, hey, I got this really cool looking figure. You guys need to see this thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
no doubt.
I'm sure they're listening and they'll clarify. Probably for us. If not, you'll know when you get your paperwork. So, finally, just want to run down the Toys for Games Awards, the second annual Toys for Games Awards, to be held next week, Thursday, January 19th. We have a lot of different categories. We expanded it from last year. We had some fun with it. We added a few more that are more community centric. Everybody seems to be responding positively to them, so that's nice. On the full show, we're gonna break down the nominees. There's a few categories I feel like need a little bit more explanation and a little bit more breakdown of why certain things were selected over others. So we'll do all that in the full show. But a quick rundown of all the categories in case you haven't been over to toysforgames.com and seen the list and voted for yourself. The categories are as follows: the Toys to Life Game of the Year, the Skylander Figure of the Year, Disney Infinity Figure of the Year, LEGO Dimensions Figure of the Year, the Amiibo Figure of the Year, the Variant of the Year, your favorite, the Biggest Toys to Life Story of the Year, the Best Looking Toys to Life Figure of the Year, the Best Packaging of the Year, the Best Toys to Life Community of the Year, the Toys to Life Ambassador of the Year, which turned into a bloodbath last year. So that should be interesting once that starts picking up. Let's see here. We have the Toys to Life Community Leader of the Year, the Social Media Account of the Year, the Retailer of the Year, the Customizer of the Year, the Non-Toys to Life Collectible of the Year, first official Shopkins reference, the Subscription Box of the Year, the Inquirer Site of the Year. It's back. Last year it was a joke. You know what? I brought it back. I felt like it was worthy. You're a hard-working man, Jason.
Thank you.
The Spin-Off Podcast of the Year, the Tangent Topic of the Year.
That's my favorite one. I don't know why.
People were like responding with like very specific things, like Browns football. I'm like, this list is going to be 100 things deep if we go into specifics.
But the funny thing is, like, I think at the end of the day, it might be the most competitive category, which is the funniest thing to me.
And I'm genuinely curious if people are voting based on what they think we go off on the most, or what they most enjoy hearing.
Yeah.
Or like, I want to know the thought process as to the people voting and why they're voting for the things they are,
Right.
So maybe we'll get some feedback after the award show. We also have the interview / guest of the year, the running gag of the year, the Toys for Games highlight of the year, the disappointment of the year, and just added today, the love story of the year. We will also be giving out the second Superstar of the Year award. Last year we awarded it to John Vignacchi. This year, who are we going to give it to? You'll have to tune in to find out. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to throw all this together, to make it happen. The response from people in the community has been really positive. I think everybody really enjoys this. It's fun, and I'm gonna have some surprises. Let's just say,
Yeah,
you saw a little glimpse of what I have cooking, and it's gonna be good. So,
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good night.
We are still thinking we're going to do a live broadcast. That could obviously tentatively change, but it seems like the date is pretty much set at this point.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Barring any unforeseen circumstances, be on the lookout for that next week, the 19th. Again, we'll have a full breakdown on the full show, along with emails, the community question, and so much more. But if you're only sticking around for this version of the podcast, we definitely appreciate you listening nonetheless. Jason, where can people find you at?
Yeah, you can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires. Jason Inquires is also the handle for my Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook accounts. And then also you can always head to Brick Inquire and Skylanders Inquire for all your Toys Life needs.
And you can find me on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. You could follow the show on Twitter at Toys for Games. You could email us, podcast@toysforgames.com. The website where you can find the voting for the Toys for Games Awards is at toysforgames.com. Go over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/toysforgames. And if you'd like to support us and what we're doing here, you could do so over on Patreon, patreon.com/toysforgames. That being said, we're going to turn around and record the full episode. Hope to catch you over there, but if not, we'll catch you next week. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, we might not do a limited edition version of next week's episode because of the awards.
Can't really do it.
No, not really. So, maybe we'll see you in 2 weeks if you're only listening to this. But I implore you to check out the award show because it's going to be good fun. Full of surprises. Also, quick reminder, get your hypothetical futures into us. Podcast@toysforgames.com. Write out what you think the futures will hold for Jason and myself. Have some fun with it. Win a prize. It's going to be good times. That being said, happy hunting, collectors.